Elkem TV. We welcome you wherever you are, and whoever is coming to Masindi town right now. I think we are blessed indeed with the rain. It is raining heavily, so this is one of the blessings I think we have here in the land of Bunyoro. Besides transforming football, as usual, we shall be cruising from this time up to 5. So we have been telling you outside, our viewers and followers on different platforms of Elkem TV, we appreciate and thank you so much indeed. And today being 10th of March 2023, we are doing it in style, and we have one of our guests here, most honorable and respected person in actually FuFa and also regional league. He is with me here, as we have been informing and updating you earlier on, that he will be coming here to talk about what is transpiring in the camp of Uganda Cranes, and also being someone in the committee of discipline, he will have to tell us brief other things. You know, some people up now don't know how discipline cases are handled, regional and national. So how are points deducted? How does this one come in? So he will be talking to us and informing sports lovers outside there, especially those who are following Elkem TV. So a big man I have with me here in studios of Elkem is none other than Georgie. He will tell us more about him. You're welcome, sir.
Thank you so much.
Yes.
The West Nile Ambassador.
Yes.
Mr. Andama.
Yes.
Good afternoon, viewers. I'm glad to be in the studios of Elkem TV.
Yes.
This afternoon to share with you some views and ideas about football, especially football made in Uganda. I wish all of us are going to benefit from this program.
True.
Thank you so much for being there and for being with us.
Yes.
My name is Kabwimuka Jackson George. As Mr. Andama has said, I am a FuFa delegate representing Kitarwa. When it comes to Kitara region, I'm in charge of the competitions. I'm the chairman in Kitara region competitions committee. Elsewhere in FuFa, I sit on the FuFa disciplinary panel.
Yes.
And of course, there are so many other things that I do. I'm an assessor, a referees assessor. I'm a referees instructor.
Yes.
And I think I've done it all in football, and I've seen it all in football. So this is the person we are going to share ideas and views today, this afternoon. Thank you so much for coming.
Thank you so much for that brief introduction. I hope our viewers outside there, you have actually heard from the right person whom we have been talking of, and here we are with him now, live in the studios of Elkem TV. So we appreciate whoever is following us wherever you are. We thank you so much. Before we go in for discipline and the other sports events across the country, so we also have our own matches and tournament going here. Last week, actually, that's Balam Bargohara launched his Balam tournament. That's 2023. That's Easter Cup, and it is ongoing right now. During the launch, he talked a lot, and he said what has transpired him to come out to actually organize such a tournament is he wants actually to improve the talent of young footballers in Bunyoro, and also he thought it twice that we don't have a player from Bunyoro who is actually featuring in the in Cranes. Let me say, who is among the players of Uganda Cranes. So he said, as being a born of Bunyoro and somebody who likes football, he wants to transform and actually improve the talent of those young ones, so that in the future they can also get that chance of featuring in national team. So George, I think you're one of the person who loves football. You're actually in both committees of regional and national level. So how do you see Balam's initiative of bringing this tournament to people of Masindi? Right now they're playing it at a municipality level. You never know, and he says it is going to continue every year. So how do you see that tournament going to improve the talent of young ones here in Bunyoro and Masindi at large?
Thank you so much, the ambassador. As football administrators in the district and the region, we welcome the investments of such people like Balam Balgahare. I welcome his tournament. Of course, It's going to play a very big role in transforming football in Masindi. And we pray that it's sustainable.
Yes.
We pray that it's continuous. In some cases, you see what has been the problem is that somebody coming with a good idea like that one does it only once, then disappears.
True.
We pray that this tournament is continuous. Since this tournament is involving many people, it goes on for so long.
Yes.
We are happy that it's going in villages. Teams are coming up. Teams are very many. And in football, what we have been lacking, of course, is sponsorship. Somebody to come up and invest his money in football. It has not been very, very common, especially here in Masindi.
True.
That's why we find that our teams have no sponsors. When they have the sponsors, they are very few. But you go elsewhere, you find the team has 7 sponsors. Vipers have several sponsors sponsoring them, and very big sponsors, very big names. So if Mr. Balamu can come up with this initiative and it is continuous, that is a very good idea. We welcome him and welcome all other people who have the capacity, who have the money to come and invest in football in our district of Masindi.
Okay.
Yes.
So actually, when we try to follow up today's fixtures and the teams, you know, there are 48 teams.
That's
so
right.
they are playing different divisions. We have Nyangaya, we have Kigulia, we have Central Division, and also we have Karujubu Division. And all those teams are performing very well.
Yeah.
And at the end, the best shall be chosen and go with awards. They are giving from number 1 up to number 4.
That's
so
right.
today's fixture, when we try to see the teams that are going to play, we have that is the Katafali, that's the Katafa Aject versus those team names also. Now those are just names, Katafali Agents versus Life in Safe FC. So those are the teams playing today. They'll be at Masindi playground. And then we also have Rubies FC up against the FAD FC. We have Brilliant FC up against that's the Dyna Events FC. So those are for today. They have been playing from respective time from 9 a.m. midday, and the other next game is starting at 2. So we also have Masindi X International. We also have Masindi X International up against the International FC. St. George FC against Nyangaya FC. And then we have those are for today. And then for Nyangaya Division, we have Kisengia FC up against the Timu Yamfu. Okay, Timu Yamfu. Then in Kigulia Division, we have Kisanza, Boda FC, and the King Boys FC. Then Karujubu Division, we have Kinogos FC and Red Bulls FC. So those are actually today's matches that shall be played in respective stadiums. So leaving this one aside, George.
Yes.
You sit in the disciplinary committee for FuFa. There are always common questions people do ask, and they fail to understand, especially when it comes to issues of discipline. Like, for example, people do ask him about teams failing to go for their matches. What do they consider while awarding the opponent points? If a team fails to consider to go for a match, what do you consider to discipline such a team?
Okay, thank you so much. Like teams failing to go to honor their engagements,
Yes.
it has not been a very common occurrence, especially in Super League and the Big League, but is now cropping up, especially in the Regional League and the lower leagues. Our players and team managers, I think, haven't appreciated the importance of honoring the league engagements. But you see, football has rules, and these rules are set.
Yes.
We've tried as much as possible to ensure that most of the teams and managers have got these rules. But for a team that does not go for an engagement,
Yes.
it is normally given 48 hours from kickoff of the match.
Yes.
If they don't write or submit their written explanation within 48 hours after kickoff of the game, and that written submission is acceptable, then automatically they have to lose the points.
Okay.
But if a team can write within 48 hours that I was not able to go for disengagement of because reason A, B, C, D, and so on, there are times there are considerations. Maybe a match can be replayed or can be fixed.
Yes.
But as far as the football rules are concerned, of course, the rules are very clear. Like, for instance, lack of finances in the rules of Uganda football and the mechanical breakdown are not the best reasons for postponing a game.
Yes.
So you have to come up with acceptable reasons. Possibly maybe a player has died, an official has died. Those are the reasons that are acceptable. But the moment the team does not honor its engagement and has not submitted its written submission within that 48 hours, then automatically the points are awarded the opposing team.
To the opposing team.
Yeah.
Okay. Now, what of this one? Where why do you normally deduct already accumulated points? Now,
in the rules of Ghana football, when you get the FuFa rules of competition, the rules specify that when you commit an offense X, what is the punishment?
Yes.
Now, deduction of points automatically, the rules is very clear. When you miss a game and there is no communication, the organizing committee, if you are a visiting team, the rule says you are deducted 3 points from those already accumulated. And if you are a home team and you have missed a game, the rule says you are deducted 6 points from those already accumulated. 6 points and 6 goals. So these teams are aware and they have the rules.
Yes.
So it is good that when you're going to go into an engagement, you know the rules of the game. So even in football, we give them the rules before kickoff, and teams are aware. But if I don't honor an engagement and I'm a home team, I'm going to lose 6 points and 6 goals from those already accumulated. And if I'm a visiting team, I'm going to lose 3 points and 3 goals from those already accumulated. So if you don't want to miss those points from those accumulated already, then honor the engagement. Honor the engagement.
Yes.
We simply don't go to deduct those points for the sake of it. But if you have signed an engagement, you know the rules are very clear, and the rules are saying this and that, then why shouldn't you honor the engagement?
Yes.
So it is not a fashion that you simply go in to begin deducting points, but we are also forced into it. A team have not honored the engagement, they have not written, so what do we do as a committee? We go for the last resort, deduct the 6 points and the 6 goals if they are a home team, or deduct the 3 points or the 3 goals if they are a visiting team. So that is how it is done. But normally, we don't begin leagues without giving the teams the rules. And even in some cases, we have preparatory meetings where we go through the rules and tell them, if you don't do A, B, C, D, then X, Y, Z is going to be done. So we go into that and tell them the rules. Even now, like at the region, after first round is over, like now the first round ended.
Yes.
Now we have one game pending between Buhimba and Kirasa.
Yes.
But tomorrow we are supposed to go for a review meeting. We see how far we have gone. What have we done very well? What haven't we done very well? Again, we go through the rules once again in our review meeting.
Yes.
So tomorrow in Hoima, at best of the best gardens, all teams playing in the region are going to go for the review meeting to see how do we now begin second round. Because first round has ended. First round has ended with so many problems. Many teams have not been coming for the engagements. So how do we handle that? So tomorrow we shall go in for that review meeting.
Okay.
Yes.
So we have been seeing outside the country, like in the Italian Serie A, you say here basically deduct like 6 points, right, over this indiscipline cases. But we saw Juventus being deducted 15 points. They deduct the 15 points, and they are also investigating Manchester City. And they said if they are to find them guilty, they also deduct 15 points. How different is those people's deduction from ours?
You see, every federation, every football association has its own rules of engagement.
Understand.
So even FuFa has its own rules of engagement.
Yes.
Deducting of points for misbehaviors begin from 1 point. We can go as deducting so many points. But for the other one, deducting 6 points and 3 points from those that are accumulated, it is basically for only those teams that have not honored the engagement.
All right.
But when it comes to other issues of indiscipline,
yes,
maybe fans have fought, there is invasion on the ground, the match has not ended because fans have invaded it. Even FuFa has come up and specified which deduction is going to be done. So anything that is done on the field of play, FuFa has set it down. That when you do A, B, C, they're going to deduct from you 1 point. When you commit an offense Y, they're going to deduct from you 3 points. So deductions are also there, but it also differs for an offense committed. Yes.
So can you talk to us generally about in discipline cases? So far you have gone through as committees, regional, then also how committee is handling them.
There are so many indisciplined cases, of course, we have come across. One of them is fans invading the ground.
Yes.
The other is fans beating up referees.
Yes.
The other is teams refusing to continue play because they feel the referee has not been fair to them. The others have been even players fighting. The other one has been even fans fighting. So when all those offenses are committed, we go and look at the rules. What does the rules say? Right from the FuFa Super League to the FuFa Big League to the region and so on. So we always invoke the rule. What does the rule say for a given offense? But as I was saying, for any given offense in the FuFa's rule of competition, FuFa has tried to give out a punishment for each one of them. And there has not been so many cases in Super Big League, but there has been some cases in FuFa Big League. And there have been very many cases in the leagues at the region. And it is our wish to continue educating, to continue sensitizing both the managers and the players, plus the fans, to ensure that discipline cases reduce. FuFa has now come up with what they are calling "say not hooliganism." FuFa does not entertain hooliganism on the field of play. Fans invading the field of play, fans stopping the game to not continue, fans beating up the referees, I think are issues of the past. As we are moving forward and developing football in the country, issues of fighting on the pitches and so on, are things of the past. And we always call upon the fans, the team managers, the officials, the players to ensure that their fans and spectators actually behave. So FuFa has come up strongly to ensure that the game of football is played and ends very well. And we believe that football should be won on the field of play, not in the boardrooms. But when we are forced to another extreme, then we go to the boardrooms. But our intention is to ensure that the rules are applied, to ensure that football at all levels is played and is played very well without cases of indiscipline. Yes.
So that is basically on indiscipline cases, how the committee is trying and they are managing it. Leaving that one beside, we are now going to this is the Vipers issue. When you try to see Vipers, currently they are, let me say, dressing room. They have issues, and players, when the issues come now in the dressing room, we have been seeing it even affecting some big clubs like in England, Manchester United. Of recent, they had indiscipline cases in their dressing room when Cristiano Ronaldo was still there. Currently, we are seeing Vipers. They had a new coach, and indeed, they say that coach allegations are circulating Vipers right now. There are issues there in Vipers. They have tested the coach. They say language barrier. Secondly, the coach was not considering some other players. He even considered some players who are junior to senior. So he gives them chance. So even the players themselves were accusing the coach. So when you try to see barely 2 months in charge of Vipers, that's Roberto Martinez alias Bianchi, but was actually shown the exit door by club, that's the Supremo Lawrence Mulindwa. The news was made public on Thursday, 2 days, just yesterday, after 1-0 defeat at Simba. That ended Vipers' slim hopes of actually reaching the quarterfinals of the Cup Champions League in their that's the median group stages campaign. So those issues are going on. How do you see Vipers' performance? Indeed, what is causing actually all that scuffle in their camp? Because Vipers has money, and they are saying they have over 10 foreign players. And those foreign players, how do you see maybe the future of Uganda? Because some players and also citizens are complaining that they are not giving chance for their own children who are here, Ugandans. They are giving the coach is a foreigner, and is favoring even foreign players to play instead of giving a chance to some of those national players or citizens of Uganda. So how do you see that thing, and how is Vipers going to improve?
The issue of Vipers is a very strong issue, a very big issue, sorry.
Yes.
And Vipers is a very big club in Uganda, and something affecting Vipers might also be affecting the Ugandan football seriously.
True.
And even to up the national team. I don't have a lot of ideas about the Vipers issue, but you see, for any president of the club,
yes,
the language which he understands best is winning and not losing. And the Vipers feel they have to make a very big mark continentally. And that's why I think the Viper president has gone a long way to scout players from outside the country and scout coaches from outside the country. And because he wants to compete on the continental level, and because of the policy they have, now it is up to them to see which players they are going to get. For so long they have been playing with players of Uganda.
True.
And now they have thought of going outside. But in my view, the suspension or the expulsion of the coach, barely 2 months, I would say possibly it was done hurriedly. But as I said, I don't know the conditions the president of Vipers based on to relieve him of the duties. And this coach just came barely 2 months. He found most of these players already recruited.
Yes.
So if the players are already recruited, then you might need to give some more time to a new coach to get used to the players and to put into those players the playing style that he wants.
Yes.
And when you say the coach's problem has been language, I believe and know that when they were recruiting him, they knew he had a language problem.
True.
And that's why I think they gave him an interpreter. But because the coach now, I mean, the club now feels they cannot continue performing like that, I think they had to eventually sack him. They went to Simba and they lost.
True.
Simba beat them here in Kitende.
True.
So they have lost twice the same team, Simba FC. And Simba FC are our neighbors here in Tanzania.
Yes.
And there is no club that wants to succeed continentally is going to accept some of those things to continue. But as I was saying, I think the sacking has been done very fast. But of course, you know, the club has its own principles and you know what they want. Yes, I've been hearing and reading that some people feel the job at the Viper should be given to a local coach. But it all depends on what the club wants. What does the club want?
Yes.
If the club wants to go continent and compete elsewhere, it is not also a very bad idea to scout for coaches outside the country. But it is not until when these coaches at the Vipers and possibly at any given club are given a lot of time in scouting for the players and recruiting the players that we are going to see successes coming in. But when a coach comes and finds the players there, of course he will struggle. He will struggle. So, but give the coach, recruit the coach early before the season has started. Give him time to recruit his players. Then you can ask him, why has this one happened?
Yes.
We gave you time, we gave you resources, we gave you money, recruit the players. Now, why can't your team perform?
Yes.
But if you recruit the players for the coach and he comes and finds the players already there, therefore you cannot blame him much. You can blame the recruiting policy, the recruiting up and the recruiting people.
Yes.
Those who recruited the players, you can actually blame those. And any team which does not perform very well automatically will have issues, even in the dressing room. Those issues will be there. We saw some players being given chance, some players not being given chance. But these foreign players have been brought in the country and they have costed the team a lot of money. They have not come to sit, they have come to play. So when they bring foreign players, and we have our local players, I believe, let them not say that the local players have not been given chance to play, but let the local players compete with the foreign players, and then on the ground of that, the coach is able to pick his players on merit. through competition. So when they have brought players in Uganda from different parts of the country and from different parts of the world, then what you do as a player, compete with him. Don't say because they have brought others that's leading us, but compete.
Yes.
And if you compete favorably, the coach will not fail to pick you. So let the coach pick players on merit, but not saying that because these are local players, these are foreigners, they brought foreign players, they want to use the foreign players only. No, but compete. So any coach is going to choose his players, the best players, based on competition and based on performance in training and possibly also in normal play. We saw Vipers playing Bujumbura United in Uganda Cup. Bujumbura United is a team at the region, but the game was a draw until when they went for penalty kicks. That's when Vipers now qualified to a second round.
Yes.
But when you see a team is struggling with a team in the region, then you know there's a problem. If they wanted this coach, possibly they could have given him more time to see how he's going to handle the club and then progress.
So to you, if the coach was given a chance, he was going to handle the club very well.
I believe,
irrespective of what is going on at the camp.
I believe we could have maybe performed better. And you see, when somebody goes for something new, there's what we call orientation.
Yes.
Orientation means that this person who has come in as a new person is first of all given time to study the situation, to understand what is happening and so on. But here comes the coach, is appointed and unveiled today, then tomorrow they say you begin your coaching. Then as he begins his coaching role, within 3 days he's going for a match. What orientation has this coach gone through? So it's as if we are hurrying some things and everything is being done in a hurry. If somebody is not given time to orientate, even if you are recruited in this Elkem TV, and they say now go to the studios and begin presenting, of course you will struggle. You will struggle. But if you are given time to orientate, if you are given time to understand the situation at Elkem TV, with time you are going to perform better. So let coaches who are coming in from different parts of the world, they are new, language is a problem, be given time to orientate. Or if not, then get coaches who don't have those problems with language and so on and so on. Automatically, if you're going to coach through a second person, to coach through an interpreter, you're going to struggle. Automatically, you're going to struggle. Yes.
Okay. That is actually basically on the issues going on right now at the camp of Vipers FC. So we pray that actually the issues should stabilize and they improve, because what will affect Vipers will also affect the entire squad of Uganda Cranes. We have players from Vipers who are actually playing for the national team. So they need to harmonize it and see that those players come back to their senses and they pick that home spirit and that patriotism for their country. Because if issues start arising from players, indeed there is a big problem and it needs to be intervened very fast. I know Mulindwa is not young and he knows, he has been in that FuFa kind of chairperson. Actually he was the president of FuFa some time back, and he knows those ideologies and how mindsets can affect players and some other people. So that's the Vipers. We pray that they will actually harmonize the situation and all shall be well. Then leaving for Vipers, besides, Uganda Cranes is preparing, and indeed they are going to face Tanzania, the Taifa Stars. So how prepared is Cranes, and how do you see, depending on our record and the history with the Tanzania, so they are going to meet and it is a kind of derby. How prepared is Uganda Cranes, and how do you predict that game which is going to come ahead?
Thank you so much. The prediction may be difficult for me to make, but what I know, that Uganda Cranes has now been summoned by Coach Micho.
Yes.
And any time in few days to come, they are going to be summoned for training or into the camp. And we are supposed to face Tanzania twice.
Yes.
Double header. The only thing, we were supposed to host Tanzania. Uganda is supposed to host Tanzania. The only unfortunate part of it is that we are hosting Tanzania outside Uganda.
Yes.
All of you are aware that the FIFA and the CAF came to Uganda, inspected Uganda, and found that there's no ground, there's no stadium which can comfortably and which qualifies to host CAF and FIFA matches. So we don't have that stadium.
Yes.
Now FIFA was asked to look for a stadium elsewhere. We were hosting in Tanzania away from home.
Yes.
That's the bad part of it. When FIFA looked around, they only found that the only comfortable place they can get was in Egypt. Uganda currently is supposed to host Tanzania Taifa Stars in Somalia, outside Cairo, in Egypt. That is not, of course, a very good development.
But if I am to ask,
yes,
this time around, what has been special with those inspections where they have said Uganda doesn't have a stadium, but we have been seeing Uganda Cranes hosting different countries here in Nambole Stadium and even in the Stadium of Vipers. What could be special and how different is that?
Now Nambole Stadium is now dilapidated. For some time it has been out of use.
Yes.
And as we talk now, the government of Uganda using the UPDF embarked on renovating Nambole Stadium.
Yes.
They have done the perimeter fence outside, and now they have gone into the grass. Actually, when you go to Nambole right now, you cannot host any game there. You cannot.
I understand.
So basically, Nambole is out of use. Now, the only ground that we had was St. Mary's Stadium. And you see, every other day, football is growing. Football is growing. At some given time, St. Mary's Stadium at Kitende was inspected and was found fit to host the Uganda Cranes. But when they came to reinspect, they discovered that some of the things that now requires to suit the modern football are still missing. So St. Mary's Kitende was advised to improve on the stadium, which they have not yet done. So as we talk now, we don't have a stadium which is meeting the FIFA and CAF standards to host those national teams. Yes, the clubs, they can host them, like Vipers, how it hosted some clubs like Simba some time back.
Yes.
But those grounds have been found not fit to host the national teams.
Yes.
So they are telling St. Mary's Kitende to improve on the stadia if they are going to host those games in the future. But it was FuFa discovered now they cannot wait for St. Mary's Kitende to improve on the stadia. The games were coming very soon. What could they have done? The only option was to look for a country outside and then deal with them and we get a stadia where we're going to host our matches. So the first match Uganda is going to play against Tanzania on 24th of this month. It's supposed to be against Tanzania Taifa Stars. That game is going to be in Egypt, Somalia Stadium.
Yes.
Where the under-20 has been taking place, where our team has been taking place. The only good thing with that is that now our under-20 team has been in Somalia. Now they know it's Somalia, and maybe some players might be picked and put on the national team. So when they go to Somalia once again, they will not find a place, a new place. Then this being a double header, we are supposed to go and visit Tanzania in their home on the 28th. So we play Tanzania on 24th of this month. Only 2-3 days we go and face Tanzania in their place, in their home. So that's double header. That double header is very important for Uganda because we are supposed to get 6 points from Tanzania. And that now begins with the game in Somalia. Then we go and meet them in their home. We need those 6 points. Because right now Uganda is the last team on the table of that group.
True.
Uganda is the last team. If we don't get the 6 points from Tanzania, or if we don't get any point from Tanzania, then our performance is going to be seen to be static. Then we have no chances of qualifying at least for next round. So then the only thing we have to do is to beat Tanzania home and away. Yes, even if it is home in Egypt, Somalia, but that is now going to be the home for the Cranes. We have to beat Tanzania home and away, come out with 6 points. Then we can talk of improving on our stable standing so that we can now see and wait for other games to come in the future. This double header is very important for Uganda. Uganda Cranes has the capacity of beating Tanzania home and away. You know, Uganda Cranes have been doing very badly. One of the reasons is that, of course, the team is now transiting. The team is being transformed.
Yes.
When those players, when those old players, the Onyangos and so on, left Uganda Cranes, FuFa went back to the drawing board. They went back to the drawing board.
Yes.
And now they thought they're going to build this team afresh. So when the team is transiting, when the team is being transformed, people in the country have to be a bit patient. That's why performance has not been very good for some time. But now that the team is transforming, we believe that now we can perform. We believe that now we can perform better. The only thing this time, what the coach has done, he has tried to invite some other old players. You see, Ochaya is back on the team. Ochaya Joseph is back on the team. And we are seeing also other old players like Timos, they are back on the team. So what the coach now has tried to do is to bring some other old faces on the team. Maybe with that inclusion of the old faces and together with the new faces on the team, the Cranes may perform better.
Okay.
The Cranes may perform better. But also I want to add, and this is a chance for Kitara as a region, when the Cranes is going to play those national engagements, at times they have tours across the country.
Yes.
We have what we call the Cranes Namutima. Cranes Namutima tour for the Cranes is sponsored by Nile Special.
Yes.
Now this time around, before the Cranes goes to Tanzania or goes to play Tanzania, FuFa has earmarked Kitara region to host the Cranes team in Bundubugyo on 17th of this month. So we're expecting the Cranes to come to Bundubugyo to play a select team from Kitara. Right now we are picking players from different clubs. We want these players also to come and play Cranes and maybe they're exposed. So we are picking players from different clubs to go and play the Cranes team in the Bundubugyo on 17th. Maybe you never know. Some of those players who are going to play the Cranes Namutima
may even be
identified.
True.
So we're encouraging the players out there, if you are given a chance to go and play the Cranes in the Bundubugyo on 17th, play your role, do your best.
Yes.
That is the program as far as you're concerned.
Okay, thank you. That is actually our head to Tanzania. So right now, our viewers outside, we have our people who are following us very seriously here. They are actually following us live on Elkem TV. This one is Musinguzi Peter watching live from Tanzania. I can't wait for this match. Thank you, Musinguzi. Yeah. Then Mato Dennis, what can Bunyoro football players in the leagues do to join Uganda Cranes? So this question that what can Bunyoro football players do to join Uganda Cranes? And then Mato also Dennis, on the issue of Masindi Stadium, St. George Stadium, what plan does the FuFa have on its face? Uplift the regards to seat, screen, perimeter, wall, and the lights. Then this is Trevor Trailer. I'm so much interested in women football in Masindi. We only have one women football team. How are you handling the issue of women in football, in particular Bunyoro? And then to Mr. George, how best can we see Bunyoro team up close to international football? Father of football, Uncle George. Somebody Businge, this is Basil Henry. He's saying father of football, Uncle George.
You see in football circles,
yes,
they call him father of football.
Father of football.
Yes.
Then Musinguzi Peter saying his own. And then Majux, the drop, streaming live in Masindi Bija. Thanks, Mr. Andama Moses. So thank you for following. Where are you watching from? And then live from Masindi, this is Sailor Saran. And then we have Queen Sailor. Thanks for the program, Mr. Andama Moses. You're welcome, our guest. Thank you. And then Babazi Sarot, streaming in live from Masindi town. So some questions that may go to you direct is about women football in Masindi. They only have one women football team. How are you handling the issue of women football, in particular Bunyoro? This is one of the questions. Then the other one is about the stadium. What plan does FuFa have on its face to uplift and regards to seat, screens, perimeter wall, and lights?
Thank you so much, viewers outside there. When you give us these questions, it gives us pride that you are following Elkem TV.
Yes.
And I want to thank Elkem TV for those endeavors to reach the people outside there. The man from Tanzania, you can't wait for the Cranes, of course, on 28th Cranes in Tanzania. That's prepared to welcome the Ugandan Cranes.
Yes.
and mobilize all the Ugandans in Tanzania to welcome the national team.
Yes.
The FuFa's program on Masindi Stadium. Masindi Stadium is not owned by FuFa,
Yes.
but FuFa has been having two programs to improve on the playing fields and playing surfaces of the stadiums. The first program that we were given was as Bunyoro to look around for land where FuFa can come and invest the funds coming from FIFA and the stadium is built.
Yes.
We moved around Bunyoro looking for land. Nobody was willing to give us or to give FuFa land until when the Rujumba family in Hoima decided and agreed to give FuFa 10 acres. That land was given, and now the process of transferring that land to FuFa is complete. What now we are waiting is for FuFa to come, when they get the funds from FIFA, to come to Burin. That land is now in Burin.
Yes.
To build the stadium in that area. So we are glad the Rujumba family gave land to FuFa to build the stadium. So in the coming future, we might have a mini stadium constructed by FuFa using FuFa grounds in Hoima district.
Yes.
That is Bulindi.
Yes.
Now, some time back, FuFa mobilized the money again from FIFA. They wrote to all districts through their cows, asking the cows to identify land, to identify stadia, to identify playing grounds where FuFa can come and invest and improve. I'm yet to be told whether Masindi district local government through the cow responded to that request.
Yes.
But if the cow wrote to FuFa and said Masindi Stadium or St. George Stadium is available, FuFa should come and improve on it, FuFa will come and improve on this stadium.
Okay.
We need to follow up. What has the cow done? What has local government done? Have they responded to FuFa's call? FuFa wrote officially. If I knew it was going to be asked, I would have come with that letter. But FuFa wrote officially to all districts. If they have stadiums, if they have playgrounds which can be improved upon, let them write and say, we have this stadium, we have this playground in Masindi, FuFa please come and improve on it.
Yes.
The perimeter fence can be worked upon. And FuFa can do this if they are requested. Let the district come up and say, Masindi Stadium is here. I was being told that at some given time, it appears the district wrote. If the district wrote, then you have to wait for FuFa to come and improve on it.
Yes.
But FuFa's first priority is going to be on the playing surface. On the playing surface.
Okay.
The perimeter fence here at Masindi Stadium has been very bad for so long. And we have been asking the municipal council, central division, can they also come in and improve the perimeter fence? We are waiting to see what is going to happen. But we need to work together as football lovers, as local governments, as divisions, and ensure that this stadium is improved. This stadium belongs to us. It is the pride of Bunyoro. We don't have any other stadium in Bunyoro which is almost equal to Masindi Stadium. Let's improve on that.
Okay.
Now, on the question of the women football,
Yes.
yes, it is true we only have one team in Bunyoro women football, Let Dove. But we are having a league. Normally, when we ask teams to register for women league at the region, very few come up. Very few come up.
Maybe the cost is too much.
The cost is not much. And normally, because women football is just developing,
Yes.
we always try to reduce on the cost. We even try to reduce on the playing format. Instead of playing home and away, we say now let's come and converge in a given place and we play our games. After that, we converge elsewhere, play our games. After that, we converge somewhere, play our games. And we are trying to ensure that this women football is cheap as possible.
Yes.
A team was trying to register players in Masindi here. And I'm still waiting for their forms. If these forms are brought in, we shall take them for licensing at FuFa, and we said that now another team is born. But anybody who wants to invest in football, the chance is there. Please come up and invest in football. The schools have the girls. The girls are outside there. These schools play women football. But you see, surprisingly, the competition, when the competition ends with school tournament, maybe Coca-Cola and so on, women football also dies there. But can we get people? Can we mobilize ourselves and ensure that women football in the district is played time and again, is playing continuously?
Yes.
So, but anybody who wants to play women football, please get in touch with me. we can see how we can handle the issue of women football.
Mm.
We want as many teams as possible in women football. Right now, we are having 6 teams prepared to play women football.
Mm.
But in the Masindi, I understand there's only 1 team. And even then, they haven't submitted their forms.
Yes.
But Hoima has some teams, 2 of them.
Mm.
Bulisa has 3 teams going to play women football. But we are still registering.
Yes.
We can register that team if it is there, and also include them in the program of playing women football.
Oh.
But we can go a long way, right from schools, primary schools and so on,
Mm.
and improve women football.
Okay.
Yes.
Maybe the last question is somebody also want to know how can Bunyoro footballers cross to international kind of football, maybe to get that chance of crossing to other leagues or to national level. So where should they improve in order to reach to that level?
The issue of Bunyoro players crossing over to national team and maybe international
Yes.
is a very big issue, which we may not discuss and finish it here. But first of all, you find that we say we have the talent. Our teams are there. The players are there. How are the players of Bunyoro featuring in the teams that we have?
Yes.
Look at the clubs that we have. How many players from Bunyoro here are doing very well, that now they can be scouted and picked? The program of the Queensland team has been on. We have given chance some of these players to feature even when the national coach is there. The national coach has gone out without picking any player.
Yes.
So we need to do a lot. We need to invest in the coaching. Look at the teams that we have. Do we have the required manpower in terms of the coaches
Yes.
to coach these players and bring them up? Look at the schools. Do we have the qualified personnel in terms of coaches at the schools that now these players can be brought up very well? Look at our academies. Do we have the qualified coaches at the academies that now these players can be brought? You see, when you go elsewhere, for a player to attain those levels, national, international, investment is done right from the young age.
True.
But a player is now 35, is now 25, and thinks of joining the national team. At times it becomes possible. And then the other thing is, we have had so many players in the district here over time, very good players. But when you look for them now, where are they? Some of them have disappeared.
Yes.
Many of them have disappeared. I don't want to mention names here.
True.
But if I wanted, I could have mentioned some names.
Yes.
Some of these players now, because of discipline or indiscipline,
And
they cannot no longer feature. Some players don't want to listen to their coaches. If you cannot listen to the coach at this lower level, can you now listen to the coach at that higher level? That's why even in Uganda here, most of our players have gone abroad. They go there and they play football 1 season. Then you see him coming back. 1 season, then he comes back. There are so many players that have gone outside 1 season and they've come back. Sentam Yunus went and came back. Kadu was here playing in Hoima. He went out and came back.
Yes.
This younger boy in KCC went and played Okello.
Yes.
Went out, he came back. There are so many players.
Yes.
So these players have not been brought up properly. Now, to go and compete, first of all, nationally, then compete internationally. That's why they go and spend their 1 season, they come back. So our players need to embark on discipline, self-discipline.
Discipline is the key.
But you find the player is playing football, very good football. After the game, he's in a bar. At midnight, you are seeing this player staggering. Tomorrow, the coach wants him to go and train.
True.
How far can he train? So, if our players became disciplined, then they can break through the national level, they can break through internationally. But without discipline, we can't achieve much. If the players invest their time in training, they invest their time in buying equipment, you find the player is playing very good football, but he has no boot. He has no training kit, and so on. He's waiting for the team to provide for him the playing boot and the kit. But why can't you invest yourself also in that arrangement? Because that investment is going to help you. So this issue of our players breaking through nationally, internationally is a very big issue. It requires a combined effort. But in most cases, our players here have not invested enough time and resources and even discipline
Discipline
to enable them to break
paramount.
through. Look at the teams. At the teams that we have here. How many teams have the players locally from here? Our teams are here. Dav is there.
Yes.
Goma is here.
Yes.
Kirasa is here. And now the players of Kirasa, you go for training, they're not there. I'm not
Yes.
mention this.
True.
Training is not done. So you don't go for training, but now you want to break through nationally. Don't go for training, you want to break through internationally. You cannot succeed in that.
It's hard.
So our players need to work very, very hard. We need to invest a lot of resources in coaching. Let these teams have proper personnel to handle these younger boys and girls right from the beginning, so that if they are handled by the right people, then we can have a lot. So that is the problem.
Yes.
Tomorrow we are going to play in Bugyo, and we have even picked players from here. We are going to wait and see.
Yes.
Can they break through? Can they impress? Yes, I've been hearing some cases. You see, the national team has become a team for Uganda Central Division.
That's what I've
That
been
you hear
talking
names of Bukenya, you hear names of who,
and yet they have their own
and they don't
children.
come down. But as I was saying, the Coins Namtima program was aimed at scouting for players first of all, and then taking the national team to the masses down there. They even came to Masindi here.
Yes.
We saw the Coins team beating our team from here about 7 goals.
True.
Now a coach could not pick somebody. No, but FuFa has tried as much as possible to ensure that players are exposed, that even coaches calm down, but it has failed. It has failed to click. We need to work very hard.
Indeed.
So the players were asking that question. The ball is now back to you. What have you done on your own to break through? Or you are waiting for Kabwimuka to come and pick you and go and play for a team in Kampala?
Yes.
You believe that playing in Kampala is going to be the breakthrough? No. You can even break through from Masindi. You can break through from anywhere. So long as you put in a lot. We have to invest a lot in this thing. Invest a lot as a player in improving your talent. When your talent improves, then a good coach will pick you from anywhere. They pick you from anywhere if you are going to be very good. Gift Fred was here. He is now playing for Villa.
True.
A boy from here was playing in Masindi here.
And
he is now playing for
appearing in national team.
Gift was picked for the Chan team. He went and played for Chan team.
Yes.
And Gift is now selling like a hot cake.
He's now a national figure.
They're even trying to ensure that they send him outside. Scouts came looking for him, looking for his signature.
Our own from here.
Yes, our own from here.
Machine.
So breaking through is not impossible. It is very possible. But what have you done as a player? If a Gift Fred can break through from Masindi Stadium here, and now is playing for Villa, he's the captain of Villa, and now is picked for Chan, what about you, player X and Y, out there?
Yes.
Let's be more serious.
Okay.
Let's not blame FuFa. Let's not blame they are picking players from Uganda only. But what have you done for yourself? Before I ask for what FuFa has done for you, what have you done yourself?
Yes.
As a player?
Okay.
Thank you so much.
Thank you. Actually, I think most of the questions have been answered. Thank you. That's George. Maybe before we end up with the program, let's go briefly on the Ugandan provisional lineup that is going to meet Tanzania actually ahead of that game. When you try to see Mitu's provisional lineup here scored, the goalkeeper, he has brought Jamal, that's Salim Magola, Richards Bay, Alionji Nafian, URA, Charles Lukwago, St. George, and Joel, that's Mutakubwa from Gaddafi. And then defenders we have...
And you see, those are about like 6 goalkeepers.
Yes.
More than 6 goalkeepers.
Yes.
That means from those 6 goalkeepers, they're going to pick 2 and leave the others.
2 best
What
ones.
I've been saying here is competition.
Yes.
It's survival for the fittest.
Exactly.
So from those 6, going to pick who? If you are called in the camp and you go and sit by and say, maybe they're going to call me and pick me because of my name, that one is not possible.
Not because of
Need to work very hard. Yes.
son, so's daughter who knows you. It is all about hard work.
Yes.
Yes. And then we have defenders. We have Gavin Kizito, that's from Al Ittihad. James Begisa from URA, Aziz Kayondo from CD Ligens, Derek Indahiro from URA, Livingston Mulondo from Vipers, Geoffrey Waswa from KCCA, Timothy Awani from Iron Assault, Halid Luakiu, that's Waliwa from FK Bragarika, then Kenneth Semakula from Sports Club Villa, and Roger Storat from Vipers.
Yes, and you see, our own Gift is still missing there.
Yeah, he's still missing.
I was arguing with some people at Masindi Stadium who feel that the Gift's time is now. But Gift is still a younger player coming up.
Yes.
If he was picked for Chan, let's give him courage to work very hard and be patient. His time is going to be up there. He's going to be up there. So let us not rush players. You see, at times we have killed players because we go on praising them that now you have reached, you are very good, you are so on. But you see, Gift is still missing there.
They say when you rush, you crash.
Some of us would be saying, where is our Gift?
That person is there.
Gift's time is coming. You see, the younger boy, let him continue being patient, playing his trade very well, and his time we shall see him in the national team.
True.
The senior team.
Yes. And then forward we have Emmanuel Okwi, that's from Ebil, Rogers Mato from KCCA, Joseph Ochaya from Al Makudun, Travis Mutiaba from Villa, Stephen Mukwala from Asante Tokoto, we have Hadibayo from MFK Fiosk, then Richard Basangwa from Ahid Delega, Sadat Anaku from Dundi United, then Rogers Mugisa from Uganda People's Defense Force. How do you see our forwards here?
Those are the people the coach has identified.
Yes.
And of course, I know from that big number, again, it's going to pick like 3. People have been saying Sentamu is still missing, Sentamu is still missing. But you see, the coach cannot invite everybody. Let's give the coach the benefit of doubt. He goes with those whom he has invited. And you see, what is that you can pick from Tanzania?
Okay.
The only thing is, as I was saying, a derby is always a derby. Tanzania is our neighbor, they know us, we know them. But of course, they have not been giving us hard time. But now the only problem is now meeting them in Egypt.
Yes.
That's the problem.
Okay.
Yeah.
So our viewers of Elkem TV, I think we are now coming to the end of our sports program. Whoever has been following us, thank you very much for viewing our channel. You can also go and like our pages. That's on YouTube and Facebook. You like Elkem, you face us, and as you view us, we take you as our #1 priority, our viewers outside there. So I've been with George, that's Kabwimuka. He has actually talked a lot and discussed about discipline issues and how prepared Uganda Cranes are ahead of that clash with the Taifa Stars Tanzania. So your last word as we close the chapter, we only left with 1 minute.
I want to thank you, the ambassador of West Nile. I want to thank Elkem TV for inviting me. I want to thank the men in the machines there.
Yes.
Without them, the viewers wouldn't be getting what you are saying.
True.
And I want to thank the people of Masindi and across the country, those who have been connected to this Elkem TV. And the Elkem TV, this is the way to go.
True.
Bring the game back to the people. I want to thank the people of Masindi, but let's get interested in our game, the game of football, in the 1st division, in the 1st division, in regional league and so on, so that we can have better teams in Masindi. Masindi is our home, Budera is our home. Nobody is going to come from elsewhere and improve football for us. It is us. Abanyoro bagamba akoyeko munyindo okayawenka. Nevugambe bitoyi orundi vingi. I want to thank everybody for following us via Elkem TV. Thank you so much.
Thank you all the viewers who has been following us. We're out of here. God bless you. We meet again next time, the same time. See you.